Well, hello and good evening, everyone. It is such a pleasure to be here this evening. I'm Amanda McCrossin at Somvivant, taking over this Napa Valley Vintners Instagram.
Hi.
Yay! We did it!
I learned a long time ago when there's a glitch, you just have to go with it.
That's right. Well, you would know. Thank you so much for being here. It looks like you're joining me from your beautiful property up on Pritchard Hill, maybe?
I am. Yes, I am in our beautiful tasting room on Long Ranch Road. Thank you.
Gorgeous.
It's so great to see your face.
Oh, it's always good to see your face. And I am extremely happy because in addition to getting to see your face, I get to drink your 2019 proprietary white wine, which I know there's like
And me.
none of. Yes.
Oh, you
So,
know, I have to say that we feel very fortunate because this is a bit of a unicorn on Pritchard Hill. It's just really beautiful to have happened upon a what turned out to be a wonderful collaboration with a neighbor who happened to have Italian varietals. And I know Ribolla Gialla being, something that's very near and dear to your heart. I just have to say that and your face lights up. Um, but before I go into the varietals, as winemakers, we love to hone our craft and just really find something that's really exciting and new. And we started, the first vintage was 2017 when we decided to make something fun at the winery that customers could come and enjoy. So we started putting together some interesting varietals, which, as I say, started as a collaboration. Ribolla Gialla, Fiano, Arnese, and now in the 2019, there's Greco de Tufo. We had Code de
wow.
Volpe in the past, but now we're with Greco. So, this is, I read something, and this is not unique to a Christine O'Sullivan saying, but I loved it. And it basically said, when you drink some of these varietals, especially Ribolla Gialla, it's like drinking sunshine in a glass. And I'm just going to take that saying as my own because there's nothing nicer than thinking about on a day like this for this beautiful, aromatic, gorgeous wine to be able to say it's like drinking sunshine in a glass. So I felt I would coin that phrase knowing it's not mine.
I love it. I think it's the perfect descriptor for this wine. I couldn't have said it better myself. Ribolla Gialla, Arnese Greco de Tufo. I don't even think
Yeah,
I can remember all of them.
and
Um,
Fiano.
ob- Obviously, grapes that we do not see very often in the Napa Valley, let alone
Yeah,
Pritchard Hills. So
yeah,
kudos to you for not only making it, but making it available because I know there's not very much produced.
correct. Um, the reason we're offering this today is this is very rare. We make 150 cases of this. It's an acre and a half planted. Um, we love that the whole is greater than the sum of all of the parts, and we feel that again at Brand. And I do have to give kudos to Matt Johnson, our winemaker at Brand, who is heading up this particular wine program for us, to say that we're constantly, what I would say is doing research and development. What is growing? What works well in the climate as the climate is changing today? We're very lucky to have this beautiful Mediterranean climate. And as we, look at different varietals at a time when there's, the temperatures are changing and water is becoming, an issue, you want to look at how can you do something that's really interesting and aromatically, once you put this in a bottle and present it to, wonderful wine lovers such as yourself, you have something that is just spectacular. And again, sunshine in a glass brings a smile to your face.
I mean, who doesn't love that? I will say this is such an interesting wine because I think we always want to categorize our wines into like, is it a little more Chardonnay? Is it a little bit more Sauvignon Blanc? And it's really neither. I mean, it really
Right.
has this sort of sun-kissed thing, but there's also something savory. I will say, having had Ribollas with a little bit of age on them, they really lean into some of those like waxy characteristics. They could lean into something a little bit what we would call phenolic, so like a
Uh-huh.
little bit more of that like crunchy, savory thing. But
Mm-hmm.
this wine is so lifted and so bright, and it is so different from anything that you've ever I think most people have ever had. And I I think I'm laughing because I see Jonah Beer heckling me down here. This Ribolla sounds better than Petrosky's. You know I'm not going there.
Well, I think what's lovely about a program such as this is, we really honed in on how can we actually take these varietals and just really make them better as they, as we blend our wines. And what we found was, again, talking about Ribolla being, I guess, the superstar of the day as we're chatting, it has that flintiness to it. So we have handmade amphoras that we brought in from Italy. And what's wonderful is once you ferment the Ribolla in that vessel, it really accentuates the characteristic of that varietal. So what's wonderful about this wine is we take all of the varietals and individually look at how does it make sense for us to ferment these and then bring them all together. So for Fiano, because it has that beautiful citrusy element to it, and stainless steel seems to again accentuate that its characteristics, and where Arnase would be less fruit forward, and Greco, we put those two together in neutral oak barrels, and it's just beautiful. What you get is this gorgeous wine that I have to tell you I'm quite partial to.
Well, it seems that you can definitely hear it in your voice. I know I'm quite partial to it. I know I was excited that this is going to be part of the lineup. I know every vintage tells a story is the theme for this year. So tell me about 2019 as a vintage for you.
Yeah, well, if you take the growing season out, 2019 was a remarkable growing season. That in itself is sort of self-evident. 2019 will always be in my life and my husband Jim's life a historical moment because we became the proprietors of Brand. So it's a very important year for us, and one that we feel we should always remember as being something spectacular. So it was the third vintage of the white wine. It moved from being, as I say, kind of a fun project to becoming a very serious project, and one that we really feel this is where we can, again, I mentioned earlier, hone our winemaking skills and just do something that's interesting and unexpected. I want to tell a story that a gentleman came to the winery yesterday, and we present the white wine. This really is only wine that you can get at the winery, and he tasted it, and his face just lit up because at that point he still had no idea what he was drinking. And there was an expectation, well, it's a Chardonnay or it's a Sauvignon Blanc. And it is like, is it a plane? Is it a train? It's like, and it's just really funny because you sit there and you're so excited to tell people, no, this is Italian varietals, and it's something very exciting and unique to our estate.
I couldn't agree more, Christine. This valley has been built upon really great winemaking and really great wines like that. But more than that, it has stayed because of the people, and we are so lucky to have you and Jim as new-ish vintners here. And I thank you so much for making it work today.
Thank you.
We had some issues, but I'm going to jump to Victoria Coleman of Lobo and say goodbye to you and this beautiful wine just for now, though.
Cheers.
Cheers. 2019 Brand white wine available on Open the Cellar. Christine, I hope to see you soon and catch up. Go ahead and hit that X for me. I'm going to bring in Victoria.